Hi there. One of the most important things that I've been thinking about lately is this idea of self-love. And it might sound cliche for sure. You know, how many times have we heard, you can't love anybody else until you love yourself first? I'm not going to talk about that so much as I'm going to talk about the things that we do to deny ourselves, specifically self-rejection. I've noticed that throughout my own life, there's been a pattern of being involved in relationships and friendships in which I am continuously rejected, where I feel rejected. Perhaps it's just my own perception, but there are things that people have done or ways that they have acted to show, I guess, unlove, or the opposite of love, fear. I have felt rejected when I've reached out in a loving way. I have felt, I guess, denied of love back. And I think the most important thing that I've been coming up with in my own process of healing has been that I'm the one, for a very long time, since I was a child, I've been in a process of self-rejection. This happened when I was quite young, and my first experience in preschool. I was bullied from a very young age, and the first time it happened, it set up, I guess, a shock or a trauma inside of me, which led to me not knowing, of course, I was not conscious of this, but I began to attract situations in which I would be bullied more. Throughout my elementary school and middle school days, I was picked on. I have been considered an oddball because I'm quiet and sensitive, and I was never very popular. So I would, I guess, negatively attract experiences in which I was bullied and rejected as a person. So as I've gotten older and I knew how essential it was for me to heal myself, I had to look and uncover the roots of why I didn't love myself, and how ultimately I was not accepting my own self. I was not allowing myself. There's been so many times where I've experienced memories or flashbacks, and I've tried to push them away. I didn't want to look at them. I was ashamed of myself or things I've done. And I'm now in a place where I want to see those things. I want to bring them forth. And even if I feel pain, what I'm trying to do now is a tool, a practice, where I find the positive aspects in those memories. So even if something happened where I experienced, let's say, abuse, or somebody said something incredibly hurtful that wounded my heart, I'm going back to that memory and I'm looking around and seeing maybe that I was at least physically safe. Even in times of a little bit of violence, I'm lucky I never experienced extreme violence. But I was in a safe room. I was warm. I'm bringing about the positive aspects of painful memories so that I may allow them, and I may allow those experiences that happened to me in my life and no longer reject them, no longer reject myself, because the more I reject myself, the more I'm going to produce situations and relationships and experiences in which that other person rejects me. And it's just a continuous loop, and I'm ready, and I've been ready now to take responsibility for what I create. And we all create. Our lives are products of our mental and emotional creations. This is something we all need to learn now and accept and take responsibility. We've all been locked into victimhood for quite some time. I mean, we live in a society where I heard one person say, a creator on YouTube said that the victim is never wrong, right? How can you confront a victim when something horrible has happened to them? So sometimes people will hide behind this, and when they always make somebody else wrong, then they don't have to take responsibility for the things that they're thinking and creating. And when we think constantly, I'm no good, I have no value, I'm worthless, nothing good ever happens to me, people don't love me, these have all been a part of my own internal thoughts, and they're so unhelpful, they're destructive actually. So learning how to accept and allow oneself and stop the self-rejection, using tools as in mending past memories by finding the positive aspects, even if it's just a couple things, even if it's just the fact that you had all your physical senses available to you, like, well, at least I could see, at least I could hear, at least I could walk. Or we can even do something where we rework the memory if it was something traumatic, or maybe we did something traumatic to somebody else. We can go back to that memory and we can rework it in our minds. We can comfort that child. Let's say when I was 5 years old and I was experiencing a bit of sexual abuse from some classmates, and I was alone and I was cornered by 2 boys. Well, I can go back now as an adult and I can reach out to me and say, come here, Amber, come here, as that child. And I can recreate that memory, and so it's a healing experience instead of a trauma. This is something we all have the power to do, and something that I hope people find tools in order to heal themselves, accept themselves, and just stop the self-rejection. I know that's what I'm going to be trying in my life, so that I can create love, acceptance, affection, and approval for myself foremost, and then from others. So hopefully we can all learn how to heal ourselves more and more. And for everybody out there, I love you and I accept you. And I see the positive aspects in everyone around me. I hope you have a beautiful night. Bye-bye.